What started off as a journey to make money and provide for my family has evolved into a purpose with a passion. I quickly realized that the real value is not in the cars that I sell or the money I can make. The real assets are my clients. And the ultimate value that I find is in the relationships that I'm able to create. This is Vet Adventures, and together, we all win.
My point of view is people are the most important thing.
You were very smart, man. You were awesome.
Your word is more important than any written piece of paper.
You always want to be a person that can dream and imagine and believe that it can be.
Do what you love to do.
It's a calling, it's not a job. You know how to put the work down.
What's up guys, Jesse Piccolo here, and today we're in Santa Cruz interviewing one of my long-term great clients, Ed Shimman. Ed was the founder of the Beeline Group, a big-time marketing agency which he grew from the back of his parents' house into over 400 employees, where he eventually sold the company in 2000. Ed has been a big supporter of Vet Adventures and what we're trying to do here. So without further ado, let's get into the interview. Big Ed Shimman, baby, my main man.
Okay.
I appreciate you taking the time and inviting us out to Santa Cruz to discuss entrepreneurship, business. You're obviously very successful in your own certain type of way with accumulating a lot of wealth to be sitting here on a beach house in Santa Cruz and own quite a few Porsches. I just wanted to take a second to thank you, and let's get into this interview, because a big passion of mine is obviously fostering these relationships with my clients, because I have big ambitions and aspirations to be successful and lead the way for the younger generation again to follow their path of success and what it takes. And I think that we need to really share the stories of wealthy individuals and talk the truth of what it takes. So, how did you get here? What'd you do?
Man, you're good. You're good.
It's easy to talk because it's the truth, and it's real for me, because I didn't grow up around money. I didn't see these type of cars. I thought making $150,000 a year in middle class America was great, and that's all I had aspired to be. So my ceiling for life was very low. But then when I got into the business and I met guys like you who own, $2 million worth of cars, I'm like, hold on. Like, how is this possible? And it just opened up a whole new world. And so as a young kid, coming up, I wanted to talk to the younger generation, because that was once me, and say, hey guys, this is actually possible. So let's expand your consciousness, let's expand your horizon, and let's get after it and go for it. It's not a crime to be wealthy or successful.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I think my vision when I grew up wasn't, my eye was never on wealth or money, or owning $2 million worth of Porsches. I was, and I didn't come from a wealthy family. My dad was a chemist. He treated me right. I got a new Toyota truck when I was 16, and I got a new motorcycle every year to race, because I had a passion about racing, and I got sponsored by Kawasaki, which helped offset his bill. But I didn't start working to make money. I had a passion for what I did, and I worked hard, and the money just followed.
Yeah.
I never ever once thought about making a lot of money. I never did. And I didn't even, when we did millions of dollars and I got huge bonus, I never.
It was never about the money for you.
Never.
So take us back to, obviously, I asked you before, did you go to college? You said no.
I never went to college. I raced motorcycles. That was my passion. I came out with a product for motorcycle racing. My father even told me my senior year, he goes, son, you're not very smart. And I have about $50,000 saved for you to go to college, but I think that you should go learn a trade. You got to be a bricklayer or a framer or do tile because school isn't your deal. I hate school.
Right.
I mean, I hated it, and I graduated with a C minus, and but my passion was racing. So what I do, I came out with a little racing product, and my dad lent me his $25,000 line of credit, and we ended up turning that into a $50 million business from high school. So, and again, I never cared about the money, and I paid my dad back in 60 days.
Nice.
My dad believed in me, and basically we used my college money to start my company. And I would tell people, and I would tell young people, first you got to have a passion. Second, you got to work fucking hard and have some luck.
Yeah.
But passion and working hard will give you some more luck.
Yeah, I was gonna say hard work will create the luck.
It will
right?
create the luck, but you got to have a little luck,
Mm-hmm.
and then money will
Yeah.
rain like shower.
What was that product that you created to initially start your business?
It was a pit board to signal motocross riders where they were in the field, what lap they were on, how close some guy was close to him. Motivational.
Mm-hmm.
Every lap, the mechanic would give the rider
Every time they pass by, you're
give
holding up
signal.
a sign. So,
And
yeah.
still today, 25 years later, they use my pit board, and it's done the exact same way.
So did you get that pit board patented?
No.
No.
I mean, it was,
I didn't know. Yeah.
I was in high school, I didn't know, but out of my senior year in high school, we sold about $250,000 worth of pit boards.
Out of senior year in high school,
Yeah.
$250,000 of pit boards.
Yeah, and I didn't even have a company. They just sent my checks to my mom and dad's house.
Wow. So when did you know that you were onto something big?
No, I didn't. It was, the pit boards were something I was a busboy in a restaurant, and then I became a waiter, and I took the pit board technology to the restaurant when the owner of the restaurant challenged me to sell more desserts. And I was a very successful waiter.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, we don't need to sell more desserts. We need to sell more wines by the glass. And so I go, let's sell these expensive wines by the glass, and we'll use the pit board to announce the wine by the glass, and then we'll use these little table tents with a cork at the table to tell them about the glass. And I'll tell them, instead of ordering some cheap wine, let's order this nice bottle of Marasou Chardonnay or Sonoma-Cutrer Chardonnay for $5, which was unheard of back then. We're talking about 1999, 1998. Mm-hmm. And we did a lift by 50% in wine by that Wine by the Glass program. Now that sounds really easy today. Everyone knows that you can order wine. But back then,
It wasn't a thing.
there was no wine by the glass.
It was just a bottle.
Well, it was a bottle or cheap wine. It was out of a beer.
Oh, really? They served wine out of a...
Yeah.
I did not
Yeah.
know that.
I mean, you're too young.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
only
it-
see wine come in bottles, that's it, or glass.
Yeah. So we did that, and I took that to a winery, and I go, hey, I showed a 40% lift in your sales by doing this wine by the glass. And I was with the VP of marketing. He goes, how'd you do that? And I go, well, I have this board that I have in the front, a whiteboard, and I have this table tent on the table, and I have this apron that said, hey, ask me about wine by the glass.
Smart.
And I was a waiter. He goes, how old are you? I go, I'm 20 years old. He goes, you have 40% lift? I go, yeah. He goes, he hung up he stopped, he dialed, which was one of those phones that were like,
Yep,
da 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 da.
Old grandma's phone.
And he called Dan Marasou, which is the owner of the winery. He goes, you got to come up and listen to this kid. And I told him what I did and how I did it. And he's like, they were in shock that I did this. And he goes, we'll call you tomorrow. And they ended up ordering 1,000 menu boards to go in the in front of the restaurant. Those table tents, 1,000 aprons. I wasn't there to sell aprons or table tents, or that. I just wanted to sell my board.
Right.
But
it turned into more.
it turned into more, and they were so happy. They ordered another 1,000, another 1,000. And I think I did 5,000 of those kits with them, which was another, I don't know, $200,000-$300,000.
Wow.
And they absolutely loved it. And then they called me to do a Christmas display. Hey, can you do a Christmas display? I'm like, well, yeah, sure. Why not? I could do that. I never done it before, but
Figure it out.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And I figured it out. And next thing I know, this guy's my biggest client. And now I'm doing stuff for Apple.
Wow.
And I'm launching the Lisa computer and with Steve Jobs. And then Lisa wasn't super successful, but we did a lot of stuff because no one was selling computers in stores. So no one, I mean, to get a personal computer was like weird. Like
you just couldn't walk into the store.
you couldn't.
and get
You didn't go to those. You had to go to special computer places to get these computers. And so I started doing signs for these stores and displays for these stores, and that turned into Steve Jobs came out with the Macintosh, which was a huge
Big deal.
big deal. And I designed and did all the stuff for the first 100 days of Macintosh. And Steve said we're going to sell 100,000 Macintoshes in the first 100 days. And I did all the material, all the in-store retail stuff, all from the stupid board. I just said I could do it.
Right.
And I did it. And that started a retail marketing company that I grew, and we're the agency of record for Nike, Hewlett Packard,
Wow.
Sony PlayStation,
All the big brands.
all the big kahunas.
You were involved in the marketing. What's
We
your?
weren't involved. We were the agency of record.
Wow.
Yeah,
What-
I mean, so
How do you scale from? What are your keys to scaling your business from? You said you started in the back of your
I was in my mom's house.
mom's house
To mom and dad's.
to working with Apple and Sony, some of the biggest name brands in the country or in the world. Like, what are your keys to scaling that business?
God, I really can't answer that. I would just
natural progression.
I would just say yes. I'd say yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in a meeting with Steve Jobs and went from a meeting with Steve Jobs to my mom and dad's house.
How'd you get connected with Steve Jobs? How did he hear about you guys?
I was with this lady named Bruda McShane, which was a marketing lady that did events, and she was doing Activision at the time, and she did events for Apple. And it got to a point that I was doing all her stuff, supporting her. And then she goes, well, Eddie, they want me to do all the stuff for Lisa, and it's just out of my wheelhouse. I'm going to introduce you to Apple, and just give me a little cut. And that's how I got introduced. I mean, I went with her, and
Yeah.
she introduced, and then I just spread,
Like wildfire.
like what? Yeah, yeah.
Word of mouth.
Hey, can you do this for me? Can you come over here? Can you do this? The next thing you know, I'm in a meeting with Steve Jobs.
So, are you just hiring people on the back end to help you
Yeah,
as you're growing?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just I'm hiring my friends.
Yeah.
I'm hiring my high school friends with no college education that I raced motorcycles with. And those were my probably 6 or 7 of my best project managers. No high school education. I went to high school with them or raced motocross with them.
That's awesome.
And their work ethic from racing transferred to working as a job.
Right to business. Yeah.
Because racing professionally is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dedication, passion, and
A lot of focus.
you don't do it for the money.
Right.
You know, that's
Yeah. No, for sure.
key. You don't do it for the money.
I think that leads to a lot of successful businesses when you don't put the money aspect first. When you just are like, hey, I want to provide value, or I want to solve a problem, or I just have a passion for this product or this type of service, and whatever happens, happens. I know that you told me that, when we spoke in the past, it's like, you admire that.
Well, I admire that in you, because
Yeah.
I mean, you have a passion. I mean, you're not making any money doing this interview.
Right.
And your passion is far resonates with your competition that sell cars
Right.
or sell yachts or sell jets.
Yeah.
And the fact that you're doing this interview and what you do with your magazine or whatever you call it is truly amazing and passionate that you have. And I see that. And I can see people that have passion that don't care about money versus the people who just care about money and they want a transaction.
Right.
I mean, transaction people.
Yeah, they're fly by night. They don't last long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just want to provide such a great experience for the people that give me the opportunity to earn business, because anybody could sell a car, anybody could sell a jet, but like I'm truly grateful that I'm just a kid from middle class America that had no idea what it took to be successful, and somehow you're giving me the opportunity to earn your business. Like, dude, thank you so much. I want to be as valuable as possible to you and make this experience like ingrained in your memory. You know what I'm saying?
And you have.
Yeah.
I mean, you have. I mean, me and my son, we love cars, and we bought one car from you, and it was a great experience. And we met you at the car show, and then we ended up buying another car in a roundabout other way. But we still bought it from you.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And everything you're doing, I think, is on track.
Thank you.
And I know money will rain on you.
My man, I appreciate it.
Okay?
Yeah, and it's not.
And if I could help.
Yeah. No, you said that to me in Monterey. You're like, anything to help me get to that next level, you want to do that, and I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah.
What's something like that in your come up with business that you felt like was like, oh damn, that was a bad mistake, and it may have cost you in the short term, but in the long run, it was actually like a blessing in disguise because you learned like a valuable lesson that you won't make that same mistake twice, to where it kind of protected you in your growth?
Well, I'd probably answer that two ways. I did a big pitch to Sony PlayStation with the creative they gave me, and I probably spent about $100,000 to $200,000 on this pitch, and I fucking nailed it. And I had a company snowboard event where I took the whole company to go snowboarding. And we're kind of going to celebrate because we nailed it. And the VP of marketing calls me up and goes, the CEO don't like it. And I'm like, what? I mean, wait, nope. You need to, I don't want to be, wrong on camera, but you need to scratch my crotch some more, she says to me. I'm like, I got no more. I mean, I worked everyone for fucking the last 30 days, 12 hours a day. And we're going on this trip. She goes, you got to present back on Monday. Wow. You got to redo. This is like on a Wednesday on a 3-day holiday. And her name's Marilyn Wyatt. I go, Marilyn, I don't know if I could do that. She says, well, you better think about it. Monday, you need to be back here. So we were about, 15 miles from the resort. And we're all going to have, drinks before we're going to go. And I had to meet with my team and I go, we're going back to work. We're not snowboarding. We're not going to be here for 3 more days. We're getting in our cars. We're going back to the Silicon Valley. And that was a big, and everyone was very disappointed.
Right.
And I had to make that move. And we went back, worked for the next 3 days, represented, and got the Sony PlayStation account and launched PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 with Marilyn Wyatt. Built the Sony PlayStation store, like the Nike store, downtown San Francisco. Turned into be my second biggest account, and money was no object for them. They paid me whatever they needed, but making that one decision to pull my team off the mountain and come home was a great
decision.
A great decision.
Yeah.
And I believe in life, making a little decision or a big decision will change your aspect of life or your success. You got to make the right decision.
Yeah.
I mean, right then, that decision was
It was a game changer for your
Game
business.
changer.
Yeah.
Game
You could have
changer.
easily said,
fuck you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No. I thought I crushed it, and I'm not doing this to my team.
I'm not doing it again.
Yeah. But it's moments like that that really propel you because you know in your soul, like, this is the right thing to do, you know, and kind of set your ego aside, I guess you could
Exactly.
say. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's a great example to set your ego aside.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you did.
correctly.
It's essentially like, you know, when you know that you need to make the right decision, even though it's maybe not your personal decision that you would want to do, sometimes you got to do what's best for the business and for the company because, again, you're supporting other people and their livelihood. So it's not just about you, it's about what's best for the business, which in return will benefit everybody that works for you.
Yeah, and well, in that decision, I didn't need her business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, HP was going like crazy. I mean, I really didn't. It was really, I
Yeah.
almost gave her the FU.
Yeah.
Because I didn't need it.
Right.
And they were asking me
Yeah.
to do this, and they were calling me to do this. And
How long did you think about the decision? And what led you to say, we're going back to work? Because you could have easily just stayed on the mountain.
We were about, I don't know, 20 miles from the mountain, about 20 miles away from no cell service. And so I had about an hour to think about it, and I was meeting with the whole team for drinks and all that. So it took me about 2 hours. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then we got there about 9 o'clock at night, and I had everyone leave at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
going back home. So
Yeah, I think maybe it might have been, at least if I was in your situation, it might have been like, hold on, he doesn't like it? Nah, I can't, I need to win here. Like, I need him to like, it's almost like no, my company is good enough, we're good enough, I'm gonna get your business. It's like, I'm not just gonna walk away and be defeated in a sense, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really, she gave me the wrong direction, and the CEO changed direction. So it was like,
A little misunderstanding.
A little
You
misunderstanding.
would have directed your pitch in another way.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Well, that
yeah.
boy, way to go crush
Yeah,
it, man.
fucking, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
All right, so you sold the company in early 2000s.
2000, I think I sold it in 2000.
How was that process like? And when did you know that it was the right time to sell the company? Were you approached? Did you decide you wanted to be done?
You know, we were doing PlayStation, Nike, Hewlett Packard. We were the number one in all the liquor business. I was working my ass off. Everyone was working really super hard. And it just felt right. And we were approached by like 3 different companies to buy us because we were P1 by in the country by far. P2 was like, psh, we won every. I don't think in the last 3 years I didn't win an account. I won every account, and it just felt right. And I came to a point in my life. I was like, how much money do I need? And I owned all the real estate. I don't know. It just felt right, and the offer was a good offer. And we did it. It was a scary moment.
Yeah.
And I had to tell all my employees that we just sold and nothing's going to change, which I thought nothing was going to change, but everything changes the day you sell.
Right.
And the whole company changed. And I think I sold right at the right time because right then, the next 2 years, the .com thing hit.
Right.
And I was right in the Silicon Valley. Money was just like
Getting tossed everywhere.
tossed everywhere. And that .com hit, and we went down about $20 million that year in sales.
Wow.
So I think I did good.
What was the most amount of money that your company ever made in 1 year?
Oh God, I'm not a money. I don't know.
Or you could say like gross revenue?
Gross, I think the most we did was like maybe like 60 million, 65 million. And we made a lot of money on that. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Did they require you to stay on with the company?
Yeah,
once
they
you
wanted
sold?
me to stay on, and I stayed on. And the next year we killed it. We did even more money, which they gave me a big bonus. My wife got pregnant and had 2 premature kids delivered. They had 1 pound 14 ounces and 1 pound 13 ounces, and they were dying in the hospital. And I just like kind of checked out and I lived at the hospital for the next 6 months and didn't work. And sales went down because I was the kind of driving force of the company. And I had to take care of these little babies. They were like this big. One died, one survived. One's right here.
Eddie, shout out Eddie.
He's in the background right here.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and I ended up getting. I told them I want to leave, and they replaced me. They hired another CEO, and
Yeah.
and I ended up taking care of him, and started another journey. Built a house, and
So so now, post selling your company, you got freedom, you got to pay out. You've worked all your early years to build up some wealth.
I don't know if I have free. You know what? I got to tell you, I sold my company.
Uh-huh.
I stayed on 3 more years as CEO, and then I had a premature baby, 1 pound, 14 ounces. Take care of him. I built this monster house. It was amazing. And I ended up getting divorced. And I don't think I've ever was retired until like the last 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been
Yeah.
fucking busy.
Yeah. What are you doing with your time? Like investments, or you? know?
Investments. I built projects. I bought a big Class A office building that was vacant that I had to redo, and I was just busy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just busy. Right now, at this interview,
You're free.
I feel the most free I've been. And I'm in my beach house. And after we get done with this, I'm going to have a cocktail.
Yeah.
And I'm going
You're gonna
to
rip some Porsches.
and I'm going to go yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
What's one piece of advice that you would give to a kid who comes up to you and sees you in one of your cars and he's like, hey, mister,
how'd you do it?
how'd you do it?
Well, I think, like I said at the beginning of this interview, I'd go, have passion for something you love. And second thing, I go, don't be lazy.
Right.
And of course, work hard. And be smart. And then the money will fall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best I could
Yeah.
say. And lazy people, I don't know any lazy people are successful.
No.
No. And any people that are unorganized, they're not successful either.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be organized. You can't be lazy. I don't know. You got to be clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't wash your car once a week, and your car looks like you live in it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got to present yourself properly.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Because you're trying to earn business.
Well, you can't make moves and be successful if your shit's all over the place.
Yeah. Unorganized, lazy,
Yeah.
dirty. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not that hard to.
I mean, it's easy to profile someone you're going to hire.
Yeah.
If they show up in a dirty car that looks like they
Yeah.
live in it, you go, I don't want to hire that guy.
Would you? Yeah, exactly. You're constantly being evaluated, even when you think you're not. I used to say, in baseball, they say the scouts are watching the way you warm up, the way you enter the field. Like they're constantly evaluating you. It's not about just your play; it's about the way you carry yourself, present yourself. That's pretty true in business as well. Because if you're trying to get somebody's business, they're immediately, do I want to get into a relationship with this individual?
Well, forget me, because you're looking at trying to get someone's business. What about just being in business?
Yeah.
It's like, if you're in business and you're presenting yourself and you're just a contractor and you show up in a dirty truck and all your employees look like shit,
Yeah.
do you want to hire that guy to
Right.
build your dream home?
Right.
So, I mean, that's just the ground basis.
For sure.
But,
Carry
yeah,
yourself accordingly.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you got to be yourself. I mean,
Right.
Steve Jobs showed up to work every day with 501 jeans and New Balance tennis shoes and a white T-shirt. But
It worked.
that was his uniform.
Yeah.
But it wasn't dirty
Right.
501s or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
He washed his clothes.
And he drove Porsches, by the way.
He did.
I saw him a number of times. I'm driving right next to him on my Porsche, and he's in his Porsche. So,
Yeah, nice.
So he's a Porsche guy.
Nice. That's good to know.
So just good to know. I got him hanging up in my house, which I think we should get a
yeah, we'll
picture
flash
of him.
that. We'll
Yeah.
flash that.
He's one of my mentors, by the way.
Steve Jobs. What was the greatest piece of advice he ever gave you?
Well, I got to say, I wasn't best friends with him.
Well,
I
what
was
did you? What were you able to pick up from him or learn
Well,
from him?
okay, I will tell you this. I didn't have a cell phone to call him, nor were there cell phones then. But I was the agency for Apple and Hewlett Packard, and Steve Jobs ran his company. He was a dictatorship. And dictator is the only one that makes a decision. When he makes a decision,
That's it.
that's a decision. And then you run a company by committee. And what happens when you run a company by committee, there's no decision. And it turns into fog, I guess. So I'll give you an example. Steve Jobs comes back to Apple, and internet just came out, and they got rid of the Pepsi guy, which is John Scully, and he goes, we need to have one computer, one monitor that connects to the internet, bam, and it's going to be in colors. Raspberry, blueberry, apple, I think it's strawberry. I don't, because you're too young, but he had these colors. He has campaign Think Different, and these colors of these computers, and they just went off the hook. Well, at that time, I'm with HP, and HP goes, we want to do this. I'm like, great. And we want to do a store. I go, great. We design you a store, and we come up with these colors. And when Steve did these computers, they presented the colors. He said, I want raspberry, apple, boom, boom, done. Well, when I presented to HP these colors and the store, they go, well, can we have your deck? Because we got to show it to our other people. And they showed that deck to some other people. And, you know, $500,000 later of creative, 1 year later, you know what color computer we have?
Gray.
Beige.
Beige.
Beige and gray, I should say.
Yeah.
It was a beige gray.
Yeah.
It's like,
How?
for real?
Yeah.
For real? It was like,
Yeah.
like, you know, no one made a decision. No one could decide on a color. But dictatorship.
Yeah.
And I believe running a company by dictatorship.
Yeah.
I think Larry Ellison does that.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Jobs done that. And if you want to, you know, make decisions by committee,
Takes too long, probably.
fucking takes too long. I mean, you can't be in the Silicon Valley making decisions by committee.
Yeah. You have to move with speed, and that probably takes too long, you know?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I like Steve Jobs.
I like that.
Dictator.
Last question. Since you come from the marketing industry, you know, anybody who's in the marketing business, you know, this is top tier expert right here. What's something that you would give somebody advice in today's marketing, you know, that you see as kind of evolving that would help them with their business?
Well, I don't, you know, I think.
Or keys to marketing.
Okay, well, I think there's an opportunity in this world, or right now, different from where I came from, was, you know, if you came out with a product, a simple product, call it a wallet. I don't care, and it popped your credit cards out quickly and it attached to your phone. Well, you know, 20 years ago, you had to go call on Walmart, call on Target. If maybe it was a high-end wallet, you call on Macy's or even more. And this process took forever. And then you had to deal with Walmart with all the shit that they make you do, billing, shipping, getting the meeting. I mean, it was a long selling process. Well, today, with marketing and being innovated, if you came out with that wallet today, within 30 days of making the prototype and having it, you could reach millions of people, get rid of Walmart, get rid of Target, get rid of Neiman Marcus, and be on Instagram and reach all these people. Even if your idea is great,
It'll catch fire.
it's going to catch fire.
Yeah.
I mean, how much better marketing
Yeah.
is that? And from prototype to sale, and instantly.
Much quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's, if I could tell anyone about marketing, and you don't need an agency.
Right.
Well, you need someone to do the marketing for Instagram or whatever, but ain't nothing like my day.
Right.
So.
You had to bootstrap, like hustle.
Oh yeah, you fly to Arkansas to go meet with Walmart, and you got to go, you know, deal with them, and you got to fly to Minnesota to go deal with Target.
Yeah.
I'm like, getting a meeting with them took 6 months. So.
What's the best investment somebody can make in the It can be anything.
Well, okay. The United States of America gives your best investment to own your first home. That's your best investment. To own your first home. You get to write off all the interests. You get to live in your home. You don't have to pay rent. And the United States gives that to you. And I would say, if you have any first money, buy your first home and live in it. That's what I would.
Good deal.
So.
Sounds great.
And then go buy yourself a GT2 RS.
Hey, let's go. Got to work hard to get that. Well, good stuff, brother. I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It was
Let's
always
go.
a pleasure.
Okay.
And let's go rip some Porsches now.
Okay. Ciao.